Yes,
So how you doing?
We're doing well, thank you.
And you're a big part of this fudge business
Well,
here, right?
I'm hoping to continue to help Leah as long as I possibly can.
You have been doing it for how long now?
About 15 or 20 years.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And don't you have a birthday coming up?
I do. I have my 86th birthday on June the 8th.
Isn't that?
Yeah,
That's
it's
great,
very
buddy.
difficult to remember when
Well,
I was
how do you
born.
feel?
I feel fine.
Well,
Thank
let me
you.
ask you this. I was around for your 85th in the area,
Yes.
and you were doing great.
Uh-huh.
Do you notice a difference between 85 and 86?
Yes, I do.
You do. One
Yes.
year, what do you notice?
Well, I notice I have to go to the bathroom more often.
Okay, fair enough. That's about it?
That's about it.
You still got the energy, though.
Yes, indeed.
Well, good
I
for
have
you.
the energy to go.
So knowing
To come
you,
and go.
That's right. Hey, so knowing you and for, knowing of you and seeing you around, you've always been a guy that's had a lot of energy. Is that something that you think you've had your whole life? Is it
Yes,
some-
I have. I have.
And what did you do most of your years?
Well, my gosh,
I know we're going
I would
back.
have to be on the air about a half an hour to tell you all of the things that I've been involved in.
Because, at 86 years old, you've done a lot of different
I've
things.
been in the construction business. I practiced law. I owned restaurants, golf courses, ferry boats, and airlines.
Seriously?
Yes, and a number of other things as well.
Do you ever, open up a scrapbook and look at what you looked like back then and think about those days?
No, because many of my memories are not particularly pleasant.
Why is that?
Well, of all the experiences
You mean
that I've had,
businesses that-
particularly, I owned 3 restaurants at one time.
Here?
No, I owned 2 in the town of Dartmouth and 1 on Martha's Vineyard.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the restaurant business is tough.
The restaurant,
Huge.
well, those are the things I don't want to remember.
I see, yes. When I was a kid, we had Kentucky Fried Chickens. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I did not know
That's
that.
right. The Colonel came to visit my mom and dad at the time, so
Uh-huh.
I remember when he showed up.
I
So
see.
it's going back into the 60s when...
Yes,
And we had to watch every penny.
Well, a lot of it goes out the back doors. And
Yeah, right.
I always walked out of the front door. And
Right.
so I missed a lot of things.
Okay. What kind of restaurants were they?
Well, they were actually pretty gourmet restaurants.
Oh, they were?
Yes,
Yeah.
The one on the vineyard was called the Boston House, and that was a 400-seat restaurant. There was also a nightclub, and some of the big stars in Hollywood today got their start at the Boston House in Martha's Vineyard.
How long did you own it
James
for?
Taylor was, for example.
Is that right? Wow.
Got his start there.
Did you start it or did you buy it as the
No,
Boston House?
I bought it as the Boston House and continued it on.
And continued it,
Yes,
I see.
and then I had 2 in Dartmouth, South Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and North Dartmouth, Massachusetts.
Now, if you were in Dartmouth and in Martha's Vineyard, how did you get out here?
I opened a law practice here on
Had you always
Nantucket.
had your law practice, though, even though you were a restaurateur?
Yes, I always had my law practice, and I tried cases all over the United States, as a matter of fact.
What kind of law did you?
I did a lot of trial work, and at one time I was an assistant attorney general in Massachusetts for 6 years, as a matter of fact.
You're kidding.
Oh, that's very true.
And here you are?
And here I am.
How do you feel about where you're at right now?
Well,
with everything that you've done, here you are, helping Aunt Leah.
Right now I'm meeting a much nicer class of people.
We love to hear that, buddy.
Well, that's the truth.
So you practiced law, you came out here, and just what was it like practicing law? What years were those in?
From 1952 to about 1990.
Oh, that long?
Yes,
Wow.
uh-huh.
Was it your own practice, or did you have other lawyers?
Well, I had other lawyers working for me,
Yeah.
but most of the trial work I did myself. Tried cases all over the country: New York, Philadelphia, Texas.
And why
a lot of
did
work.
you not enjoy it?
Well, I enjoyed the trial work, but I did not enjoy being alone in foreign, unusual places. Every time I went into a restaurant, for example, they'd always seat me next to the men's room, and I didn't particularly like that. So I stopped traveling.
I see. So it was that was the crux of your business, was the traveling law.
traveling law,
And
yes.
once that stopped and you didn't want to travel anymore, you didn't want to keep it going here on Nantucket?
I didn't want to travel anymore. That's why the litigation stopped in different places.
Okay, so that was 1990.
That was up to 1990.
And then
yes.
what did you do then?
After 1990?
Yeah. Did you join this thing, this outfit? No.
Well, we did that long before then. Leah's been in business for over 25
Now,
years.
Are you married to Aunt Leah?
No, I am not.
You guys are just...
We're very close.
Very close. Very
Yes.
good.
Yes.
And did you meet her out here?
Yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
Uh-huh. And how did you meet her? Were you practicing law at the time?
I was practicing law at the time, and she and I met.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
All right. Do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have 2 daughters now. I had 3, but I lost one. I had 2 daughters now, and each one has 2 children.
Very nice.
So I'm a grandfather 4 times.
Are they local?
No, 2 live in Colorado and 2 live in Rhode Island.
Okay.
And unfortunately, I don't see them enough.
Yeah, that's always the hard part.
Yes, indeed.
So you got a birthday coming up.
Yes, indeed.
When is it? What
June the 8th.
Okay, and you got a big celebration, or is it going to be low key this year?
So it's so low key that I haven't heard anything about it.
Okay, well, maybe those are better that way.
It probably is at my age.
Yeah, well, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we could talk all day.
Well, it's nice.
There's a lot.
It's nice to talk.
And
with
you and I have never talked like this.
No, that's very true.
So I've actually got a good insight on a little bit more on.
I hope we'll have an opportunity to do it.
I hope
again.
you never stop joking around too, because you've got some great one-liners.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you do.
That's one of them. Thank you.